Oh my gosh. Is that better, everybody? Goodness. You ready?
I think I know something.
You ready?
I don't know.
Ready?
Am I ready?
Yeah,
Hey, it's Char Jeremy, and you know me from Splash Pages, which you're watching right now. Should I do more?
Is the one obvious thing.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. You are watching Splash Pages, and my name's Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. We have an awesome show scheduled for you, as always. Going to do things a little bit different tonight, and but yeah, you'll figure it out. So we're going to have a lot of fun, so stay tuned. And Carrie, how's it going?
Hey, everybody. It's going great. Hey, Tom Dog. Hope you're having a good night. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on tonight, and there's news out of SDCC, which, by the way, spoilers in case you haven't caught the news that's already coming out. And we're sorry, but we aren't the ones who put it out there. Shame on them. But we are going to have an awesome guest on later this evening as well, who is we're welcoming him back, and I have questions, so I'm very excited to have him back. Let's see how Jar's doing.
Well, before we go there, you mentioned spoilers. Just want to let everybody know we're not going to spoil Daredevil like a lot of people are trying.
You mean Deadpool?
Or Deadpool, Daredevil.
It's okay. Nobody's seen it yet.
Yeah, I know. Friggin' what? 400 million already?
I thought we were in the billions. Were we in the billions?
We might be. I don't know. It's up there.
Hey, it's me, Jar Jeremy, and you're watching Splash Pages. How's that for a bumper? I like that.
That works. That works. Mr. Drew. Dude, wake up.
Yeah. Oh, are we on?
Drew.
What? Are we on?
Yes, sir.
Oh, shit, we're on. Oh, God.
Just a heads up. Keith Champagne is going to be joining us shortly. So a little later in the show, we're going to bring him on.
What?
Yeah.
You tell me this now?
I hope you're
sorry.
All right. All right. Well, we got to do well, listen, Leo.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt your usual banter, but it was San Diego Comic-Con, everybody, and there was a bigger load of news than how many back issues you see in a comic book shop these days. So listen, there's a lot. So we're going to do our best to go through everything as best as we can. So stay tuned. Press the rewind button if you need it. But there's a lot, so let's get started.
Okay, we'll kick it off.
Exciting.
Who's doing variant watch?
That would be our favorite cheerleader.
Yes, I am. All right. So on October 16th, prepare for the return of Moon Knight after the conclusion of Marvel's Blood Hunt event. Jed McKay, who wrote the Blood Hunt crossover event, is back to writing new tales of Moon Knight, whom he has also written before, with artwork by Alessandro Capuccio, another veteran of the Moon Knight universe. Mark Spector is back on the scene with Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu. In honor of this upcoming release, yet another past member of Team Moon Knight fame, artist Stephen Platt, has put together a gorgeous variant cover with Moon Knight's new costume, pulling on the style he used to make the comic a fan favorite in the 90s. So here we get to see some beautiful artwork. I love all the lines and the bandaging and everything, and then the contrast between that and the fist with the I think this looks really nice.
It's got a nice 90s feel to it.
Yeah, and it's definitely a different take on the negative aspect. You know, it's not, using the negative space. I think is pretty cool.
Nice. All right. And what's next, Carrie?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Drew. Because also being released on October 16th, coincidentally, another part of Team Moon Knight from the past, Declan Shalvey, is bringing us Mystique #1. Shalvey will be both writing and drawing this new Mystique series in the From the Ashes era. Pitted against one of the most dangerous mutants in existence, Nick Fury is set to be hunting down the lovely Raven as she wreaks havoc across the Marvel Universe. This first variant cover shows our favorite shapeshifter in a chimeric cross of appearance with Rogue, courtesy of David Baldeon. Next up, we have Ricky Yagawa giving us a look at Mystique masked as Deadpool. And then if we go on to the next one, he does a second treatment he does a second cover with the same treatment as he used for Wolverine. Next, we have Yasmin Putri giving us a pure Mystique, muscled, menacing, and ready for action. And finally, Rose Besh offers up a very beautiful rendition of Raven scattering into flower petals. I really like this one. It's very pretty. It's just nice, yeah. And that is all we have for Variant Watch this week, guys. There was so much news, we had to kind of grab what we thought was cool, and those are pretty cool. And they all had ties to Moon Knight, oddly enough.
That is interesting.
What's that noise?
Yeah. One of those things. It was a boop.
All right. Well, then. All right. Leo, set course for Planet Drew's News.
Here we go.
Drew's News. Exciting tales, fresh comic views. In the pages, heroes fly, villains plot under the sky. From Gotham's dark to Metropolis views, we cover stories old and new. Drew's News, your daily source for comic clues. Join the fun, it's a heroic cruise in the world of Drew's Comic News.
You know what, Leo? Because of that, you can do the first news story.
Oh, I can?
Wow. Yes, because it's about your favorite... wait a second.
No, it's not. That's West Coast Avengers. That's me.
Oh, no. Hold on. You know what?
Nope.
No. So there was so many pictures that,
We broke the internet.
I had a second page.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
okay.
Spent 4 hours on that last night.
They're out of order.
You owe her a bottle of half wine, man. Okay. All right. Now, Star Wars. Nothing
Star
but Wars.
Oh, crap. Hold on.
Wow.
What?
Where'd it go?
We do this
beat
once
yourself
a
up.
week.
What are you doing?
It's okay.
Give me 1 second.
This is why you were behind the stage, not on it. Stage fright.
I know. Jeez. Crap. Okay, I totally screwed up on this. I
They have
apologize.
lightsabers.
Do you? I can cover it if you want.
Yes, please do. Please do.
All right, everybody. So, Jeremy, give me a Star Wars intro. Perfect. This February, San Diego Comic-Con, aka Marvel, announced that the finale of the Phase 3 of the High Republic is going to start with Star Wars: The High Republic: Fear of the Jedi, which is going to be a new ongoing series by New York Times bestseller Kevin Scott, drawn by the acclaimed artist Marika Cresta, who did Dr. Aphra. So the synopsis essentially is this: what scares the Jedi? As fighting with the Nihil occlusion zone increases, Jedi Master Keeve Trennis is set upon a path that will change her life forever. This series will guest star the acolyte Wookiee Jedi Master Kelnaka, who, as we know, is the first Jedi Wookiee, alongside with other fan favorite characters from Star Wars, the High Republic novels, audio dramas, and comics. This is just essentially a love letter to the High Republic. So you can see that shown by the beautiful cover by Star Wars cover artist Phil Noto. This is on sale February 2025. So start charging your lightsabers, kids.
Wow, you have a date for yours. I don't even have dates for some of mine.
Wow, I totally fucked up on that one.
It's okay, buddy. Hey.
You did great.
Hey, it's okay. You did great. So push the button for the next one, okay?
What's the next one?
Okay, so the next one is, I think this is gonna be Drew.
Weird. Okay, we are just rolling with this order because this is definitely not what I had listed, but cool. So, briefly, everybody, we've already heard that Deadpool is supposed to die. I say this because this has happened before. At the hands of a new supervillain called Death Grip this September in Deadpool issue 6. But Marvel at San Diego Comic-Con has announced that following this, there will be a successor that will follow in his footsteps, and this person will be his daughter. Ellie Camacho will be the next Deadpool in October's Deadpool issue 7. So essentially, this is the latest in writer Cody Ziegler's roller coaster of a run. We've already seen Wade with his mission, his symbiote stepdaughter. Don't ask. I still don't get it myself. So welcoming the latest Merc with a Mouth, that there being, by the way, everybody, the variant cover done by the always great Mark Bagley. You'll see guest artist Andrea DeVito and co-writer Alexis Quasarano, which is, fun fact, this will be her Marvel Comics debut. And essentially, Wade has fallen and his daughter Ellie is taking up the mantle while Taskmaster continues her mercenary training. But the point being is that she wants vengeance. And to get that, she is going to need her half-sister Princess's help. So this is going to be a weird fucking book. So you can find that on sale October 2nd, 2024. So, yeah.
Weirder than normal?
I don't want to talk about it. Let's just move on.
So speaking, we won't go into it, but has everybody seen Deadpool yet?
No. Next one is Friday.
Nope.
Moving on.
Everybody's seen it.
No spoilers, or I will find a virus. And I will send it. It'll crash all of your precious files.
Here we go. Ultraman. This
Jar.
Jar.
This is all over the place, huh?
Yes.
All right. This is the West Coast Avengers one?
No, this is the
Ultraman and the Avengers. Okay, gotcha. All right, so at San Diego, discussion began with introduction to the Ultraman franchise, highlighting recent additions like Ultraman Arc Series, which can be viewed in English dubbing on YouTube, and Ultraman Rising, a well-received film that quickly became popular on Netflix. Upcoming projects were also announced, including a young adult novels series called Ultra Academy by Rebecca K. Reynolds, an Ultraman card game. Attendees at San Diego can try out all those wonderful things. J.W. Barrett from Mill Creek Entertainment shared about news about the forthcoming Ultraman DVD releases, including collections of Ultraman Blazar and Ultraman Tega, as well as the previously hard-to-find American animated film Ultraman The Adventure Begins.
Cool.
But the most exciting revelations concerned the comics. While fans already knew about the upcoming Ultraman Avengers crossover in August, it was officially announced that the story will involve a battle against Galactus. The cosmic entity will transform Zerub, one of Ultraman's enemies, into his new herald. Sue is creating cover art for the series, including one depicting Ultraman fighting the Fing Fang Foom.
Nice.
The presentation concluded by emphasizing Ultraman's enduring popularity and continued presence in various media. But yeah, coming in August. I don't have an exact date.
No, it's just August 2024. They don't really have an exact date, but the fact being is that this is the first time Ultraman and the Avengers are crossing over, and they're both characters that were created in the 1960s. So, should be pretty cool. 4-issue series, Kyle Higgins, Mac Room, and Francesco Manna. Yeah.
Wow. I remember a long time ago, it had to be in the 90s. There was an import Ultraman game that was totally friggin' kick-ass. It was just like one-on-one fighting monsters. It was really, really cool. I think it was like 3DO or PC Engine, something like that. It never made it to the States, though.
A lot of good stuff done. All right, what's next?
Next up, I believe Carrie's up.
Yes. All right. Major spoilers. Announced at the Marvel's Next Big Thing panel at SDCC, two extremely well-known and Amazing Spider-Man two extremely well-known members of Team Amazing Spider-Man, writer Joe Kelly and artist Ed McGuinness, will be adding a new saga in the pages of the current Amazing Spider-Man, The 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. Okay, so Dr. Doom will be taking on the mantle of Sorcerer Supreme, and with it, he goes in his own direction. Rather than fighting the old Doctor Strange way, he chooses his heroes to do his fighting for him so he can continue on dooming away. In the story, he Pokeballs Spidey to do his bidding, granting him 8 spare lives, as well as an ultra-cool, magically enhanced Doom Spidey suit. We got a preview of the covers, both of the covers of issue 61 that will be on sale on November 13th, and issue 62, which is on sale November 27th. Both are by McGuinness, and this is some of his concept art to go along with it.
And Carrie, it is also important to note that there is an upcoming Marvel event that is apparently supposed to be Doom-centric. I believe it's the World According to Doom, or World Under Doom. So there unfortunately wasn't really much beyond the announcement and a cover image that looks like everybody bowing down to Dr. Doom in his new role. But I'm pretty sure that this is all connected.
No, sorry.
Oh, go for it.
I was asking if the concept.
One at a time, boys.
Wearing a cape.
Yeah, Spider-Man's worn a cape before.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's worn capes. We went over this on. No,
Keith
will be on later.
Keith will be on later. Don't worry. Thank you for asking. We appreciate that, but. Don't worry, we're just going over San Diego news, and then Keith is our finisher. We're kind of taking a page out of what Favreau and Filoni did. If you stick with us, we'll reward you at the end. So we're Mandalorian you. So
it's like they're doing a big push for Doom or something,
right? Yes, the Doom song.
All the covers that are going for exorbitant amount of monies because of that.
Yeah, apparently the Funko is going for a crazy amount as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So what's next?
Next up is me. So Marvel Comics is wrapping up their current Star Wars story set after Empire Strikes Back this September with Star Wars number 50 and Star Wars Darth Vader number 50. But they've got something totally awesome coming in October. So now they're going to be going after Return of the Jedi. So Star Wars Battle of Jakku Insurgent Rising. So this new series takes place after Return of the Jedi, and it's going to be epic. So it's written by acclaimed award-winning author Alex Segarra from Star Wars Poe Dameron and Freefall, Edge of Spider-Verse. And it's drawn by a trio of superstars, including Leonard Kirk, Stefano Raphael, and Jethro Morales. And so Jakku, if you forgot, it's the desert planet from Force Awakens. It's where Rey was scavenging. And so we're finally going to see what big battle happened there. So it's a huge deal in Star Wars history, the Empire's last stand against the Rebels. So this comic is the first 3 stories that will show us how it all went down. We'll see familiar faces like Luke and Leia, plus new characters and who were important during this time. And these comics are bridging the gap between the original movies and the newer ones. We're talking major revelations here, and this is our first real look at this part of Star Wars history in the comics. And coming this October.
Well, hopefully what's revealed doesn't ruin anything that any of the majesty of the mystery of what happened beforehand. They didn't really go into it too much, but that's interesting, filling in the blanks. So okay.
Well, it seems like what they're doing with Star Wars now. Everything's filling in the blanks, you know.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's done well. Nothing worse than a good story that's essentially ruined by, a disappointing filler.
For Star Wars fans, that's everything.
You're right, Jar. Let's not go down that Scarlet pit. We'll get lost for 1,000 years.
There's nobody that hates Star Wars more like Star Wars fans.
Okay. Next, please.
What are we doing?
It's the Ultimates.
The Ultimate.
All right. So, briefly, it has been 1 year almost that we have had the new Ultimate Universe, and marking that is Ultimate Universe 1 year in. It's a special one-shot that's kind of the finale for the first year of the new Ultimate line. So essentially, the synopsis is, it's been 1 year since the maker, a.k.a. Reed Richards from the original Ultimate Universe, and was locked away in battle with Howard Stark, a.k.a. the original Iron Man, in this new world. And the Ultimate Universe was left in the hand of his villainous council. Well, as we've seen, while the council is still trying to run the show, while their big boss is frozen in time, or still battling, we're not really sure about that, heroes around the world, like the Ultimates, Spider-Man and whatnot, have started to rise up, determined to essentially fix this secretly broken world. Now, you have 1 year left until their leader. The Makers Council is essentially launching their big, bold plan to wipe out the heroes. So this is going to be an oversized one-shot, setting the stage for year 2. That's going to include the debut of the Ultimate version of 2 major Marvel characters. So this is going to be written by the current writer of the Ultimates, Dennis Camp. Art is, right now, it's to be announced. And the cover is by Ultimate Black Panther artist and Ultimate Reborn issue 1 artist Stefano Caselli. This will be available for purchase December 11th. So we're literally going to be rounding out this year with this biggie. So theories abound. It's going to be really interesting to see what's what.
Crazy, we're already talking about December books.
Right.
I know. Well, so plenty of time for you and Jar to get caught up, just like me and Carrie are. But
I'm glad you guys love the Ultimates.
Well, it's when it's good, Jar. Like, God, I don't know, whatever. Don't get me self-conscious about it, okay? Let's move on. God, leave me alone. I don't have to listen to you. You're not my real dad. Shut.
I am.
This is you, buddy.
It's the TVA. Hey, Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige, Marvel Comics Editor-in-Chief C.B. Belusky announced at San Diego that a new comic book series titled TVA will be released this December. It's a 5-issue limited series. It'll focus on Time Variance Authority, the organization responsible for maintaining the integrity of the time stream. The series will be written by Catherine Blair, who has worked on the Marvel Studios Loki TV show with artwork by Pere Perez, known for his work on comics like Carnage and Edge of the Spider-Verse. Comic series will merge the Marvel comic version of TVA with its portrayal in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as seen in the Disney Plus shows, Loki and Deadpool and Wolverine. It will introduce MCU characters to the comics for the first time, including the popular Miss Minutes from Loki. The story will follow a new group of heroes recruited by Miss Minutes to monitor and regulate various realities and timelines. This team will include characters from different universes such as Ghost Spider, Captain Carter, and an alternate version of Remy LeBeau. Their mission will be to fix temporal anomalies across the multiverse and prevent reality from falling apart. Kevin Feige. Oh, I'm sorry.
This kind of sounds like a new version of what Judd Winnick and Mike McCone and others did with Exiles. You have these people from different worlds traveling to different worlds, trying to fix them and prevent some sort of gigantic calamity. So I see you.
But it's the TVA. Yes. They need to tie it into the movie.
All right. Jar, I'm sorry, Jar, I interrupted you. Finish your spiel.
Oh, no worry. I was just going to say Kevin Feige expressed enthusiasm for the project, noting that it's exciting for the studio to see their project adapted into comics, just as they enjoy bringing comic creations to the screen. That's it.
All right. Dope.
Is that another Miss Minutes on the bottom there? Is there multiple Miss Minutes?
There probably is, but they're probably like more evil.
More evil? How can you get more evil than Miss?
I don't know, man. There's probably an evil version of you. He probably doesn't care about podcasts.
Doesn't even.
It looks like one has a monocle on, and one of them has like a. Maybe there's a Mr. Minutes.
Looks like one of those like doctor, things.
Evil doctors, yeah.
But yeah, the blue one does. The other one, I think it looks like he's
like a monocle,
wearing like a Mr. Peanuts monocle. Yeah.
Not the Monopoly Man though, because
Monopoly Man doesn't have a monocle, does he?
All right.
That's a what do they call it? I forgot the name of it.
I know you're Mandela effect.
Yep, Mandela effect. That's it.
All right. Cool. So pass go. What's next?
I believe it's who's this?
Perry.
It's me. Okay, so on November 27th, Dark Horse will be gracing the shelves of your LCS with a new Hellboy Universe miniseries, The Serpent in the Garden, Ed Gray and the Last Battle for England. Written by Mike Mignola with artwork by Ben Stenbeck. This story is going to follow occult detective Edward Gray being summoned out of hell to defend England against Morgan Le Fay by Alice, who had designated him as the protector of England earlier in the series. Stenbeck, who has worked extensively with Mignola in developing Hellboy Universe, says that this might be his last work on the series, at least for quite a while, and that he's very happy that he will be drawing Edward Gray, who is one of his favorite characters. So yeah, on November 27th, get ready to have this coming out, and it looks pretty. Everybody loves Edward Gray, so looking forward to it.
And Carrie, as one of our resident Hellboy fans, I do want to point out for anybody who may be wondering where this is in the timeline of the quote unquote Mignola-verse. This story is going to take place after the events of BPRD, The Devil You Know, and Koshi in Hell. So this is quote unquote after the end. So just so you're aware, and I'm sure that the book itself will note this or allude to certain events, but we just want to make sure if anybody is curious, that's where it falls in.
Yep.
So November 27th, just in time to get sad about it for the holidays. Yep. What's next?
Okay, next up is me.
Oh boy, this is a big one.
Oh yeah, well this is
with
not
your favorite writer too.
I know this is not the big one. This is it's not the big DC story, but it's
but it's still pretty big. The Justice League.
What she said.
The Justice League returning.
So more awesomeness from San Diego Comic-Con. DC Comics announced a new monthly series, Justice League Unlimited, So the series is written by Mark Waid and illustrated by Dan Mora. Like, how awesome is that? So it'll follow the Absolute Power crossover event. So, sharing its name with the popular animated series Justice League Unlimited, will feature a core team of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and The Flash, with other DC heroes rotating in and out. The first issue's cover showcases additional members like Captain Atom, Black Lightning, and Star Sapphire. Series will return the Justice League to their orbital Watchtower base. Concept art by Dan Moore reveals the various areas within the Watchtower. I think we have that. And so including the Quarters of Solitude and the Phantom Zone. Darkseid is set to be the primary antagonist, with hints of villain achieving a new, more powerful form. So this development will challenge the Justice League to adapt their strategies. Martian Manhunter's presence on one of the first issue's covers confirms his involvement with the team. Justice League Unlimited aims to blend classic elements of the franchise with new storylines and character dynamics, potentially appealing a long-time fans with newcomers alike. And if you haven't read it, Wade and Mora are currently on World's Finest. They're totally killing it, and I'm totally excited to see this. So there's no date announced yet, but I'm sure we'll learn more in the coming weeks.
Yeah, it's probably, Leo, I would assume that this is going to spin out of when Absolute Power is done. This will probably start.
Yep.
You know, that's the big, linchpin in a lot of their DC's plans lately.
Yeah. The only thing that's concerning is like this image right here. It has the that robot Batman.
But that's from Absolute Power. So you have the three. Yeah. So Leo, you have Amanda Waller there. You have on the left is Brainiac Queen, who is from.
Okay, so those are the villains up on top. Got it.
Yes,
got it.
And then that's Failsafe. So you know who Failsafe is because you read Chip Zdarsky's run of Batman. So you know that's a robot that Bruce Wayne created to fill in for him should something ever happen. And it went rogue and he had to put it down. But of course, who found it? Amanda Waller, and she used it to spoil everybody if you haven't been reading Absolute Power. But Amanda Waller has taken her reputation to an even more terrifying level because now she's backing up her boss bad bitch attitude with real power, as in the Brainiac Queen and Failsafe, who are making Amazos. So, and not any sort of Amazos, ones that will literally strip DC heroes of their powers. So, fuck.
Yeah. I need to read Absolute Power, but
you totally need to read Absolute Power. So add that to your list, buddy boy. And especially, it's drawn by your favorite team, Wade and Mora. So what more do you need?
Totally. I mean, World's Finest is awesome. Failsafe, I know it definitely a sour note. But yeah, definitely interested to see.
It's Mark Wade. It's gonna be good.
Oh yeah, totally.
So, all right. So what's next?
Huh?
Yes, this is me. So, for those wondering why My Chemical Romance guitarist Mikey Way is up there, it's because it has been recently announced that along with co-writer Jonathan Rivera and illustrator Piotr Kowalski, he is working on a new book with Dark Horse titled Christmas 365, which is also home to his I believe it's either his brother or half brother, Gerard Way's Paranoid Gardens and the Umbrella Academy. His work, Christmas 365, is an oddly feel-good story that balances bizarre and magical Christmas lore with gallows humor. So it follows the arc of Peter Rockwell and his family as they navigate the treacherous holiday season, aided by words of wisdom from a strip mall Santa. So it's essentially been described as having the spirit of Nightmare Before Christmas and the kind of weird suburban charm of John Cusack's cult classic Better Off Dead.
I want my $2.
What happened?
I want my $2.
Thank you. So essentially, basically, the idea of this is it's a story where essentially imagine a Christmas that never ended. That is one that you have to live day in and day out. So Way said that he saw it was an opportunity to tell a funny but heartfelt story that's in that 80s, 90s Christmas movies that he loves so much. So if you loved Home Alone, National Lampoon Christmas Vacation, and Nightmare Before Christmas, this is going to be right up your freaking alley. They haven't announced when it's going to probably start. I would assume due to its subject, we're going to probably see this released November, December-ish, or maybe a little earlier, maybe just in time for the spooky season. But yeah, so My Chem fans, we're not okay, but boy, this looks great.
Shitter's full.
Next, please.
Oh, finally, the West Coast Avengers. I've been waiting for this one. All right, the next big thing panel at San Diego Comic-Con is a yearly highlight for Marvel comic fans, offering a glimpse into upcoming major changes in the Marvel Universe. This year's panel did not disappoint, with Editor-in-Chief C.B. Cebulski and various Marvel creators unveiling new series, hinting at future storylines and showcasing trailers. A key revelation was a teaser for One World Under Doom, a new direction for the Marvel Universe following the Blood Hunt event. However, the announcement that really caught attention was the revival of the West Coast Avengers series. Writer Jerry Dugan and artist Danny Kim are set to bring this iconic team back to life with a surprising roster of heroes. What's truly intriguing about this new West Coast Avengers lineup is the inclusion of former villains seeking redemption, most notably Ultron. Iron Man and War Machine have assembled this team using Ultron as a test case for villain rehabilitation. The AI antagonist appears to have turned over a new leaf, at least for now. However, not everyone is convinced. Team members Spider-Woman and Firestar are skeptical about the approach. The series seems to be poised to explore whether past misdeeds can truly be forgiven and if one success story can pave the way for other villains to reform. Raises the question, can Ultron's notorious history ever truly be absolved, regardless of how many heroic acts he performs? I do not have a date.
The date is November 27th, Jar. And the covers we've been seeing is the first one was by Ben Harvey, and the second one is by the series artist Danny Kim.
Both are awesome.
Because if you're going to do a test, sorry.
I'll go for it.
I just want to say, if anybody can do this a good job, it's Jerry Dugan. He's done the Avengers. He's written for the X-Men. You know, he knows how to create a team of weirdos and make it work. So anybody who could make Deadpool as an Avenger work and like still be both funny and heartfelt gets my vote. And also bring back such a 90s thing as the West Coast Avengers is impressive. It's a big move on Marvel's end. I will say that.
What were you going to say, Carrie?
Oh, I was just going to say, you know, if you're going to bring about anybody as a test case to see if they can be rehabilitated, why not start off with one of the more powerful beings in the universe and just grab it, you know? Like,
it's
kind of like, yeah, just throwing that out there. This could end poorly.
Nothing says save the world like, you know, a killer robot who has the capacity to destroy all mankind. Yeah, man. Yeah.
There's no strings on me.
Ooh.
Nice one. I appreciate that, Jar.
All right. What's next?
I had a funny comeback, but I wasn't going to say something, or I forgot what I was going to say.
It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
No, missed it. Save it for the blooper reel.
I was just going to ask, you know.
No.
Where's the great
no.
Where's the what?
Great
no.
Lakes.
None of that. You missed the opportunity. Carrie, I know this is you.
Bam. All right. Coming to us on October 30th, courtesy of Mad Cave Studios, Harrow County writer Cullen Bunn, along with Nightwalker's illustrator Joe Baccardo, present The Hexiles. An incredibly dysfunctional family with demonic gifts and curses meet for the first time at the funeral of their father, so they get dysfunctional really quickly. The 6 siblings, all with different mothers, attend the funeral and discover that blood is binding and bloody damned destiny can be really bloody and damned. This 6-issue miniseries is filled with dread, gorgeous illustrations, and raging against diabolic destiny. You guys remember that I was born Halloween, so if you're looking for presents, it comes out the day beforehand. But yeah, so we're gonna have. I'm doing this with like everything released in October. Get it for me. Put me up on a list. Yeah, so this is gonna be some serious fun. There's, I guess Cullen was writing it and he kind of went, "Wow, this got really dark," and everybody went, "Yeah, you had somebody who signed away their children and gave them demonic powers and had a whole lot of wives, and they just meet up and have to figure out, well, what the hell do we do? Dad cursed us. I don't like you." Blah. But it looks like it's going to be gorgeous with the artwork, and I'm really looking forward to this. Everything, Colin. Yes, more, please.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
now that leaves us with
The big one.
dun, 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 dun.
Yep. The
What?
big one.
Why the hell did I agree to this?
You listen, you volunteered. Okay.
You asked for it.
You did. You're like, oh hey, yeah, I'll take the Star Wars and the big DC ones, and then we set you up. We made it as easy as possible. It was literally like holding your hand in Walmart, man. And you just, oh no, I'm just gonna wander. I'll figure it out. I'll come back.
By the way, I just wanted to say Great Lakes Avengers. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Great Lakes.
No. Trust me. Look that up later. It's both horrifying and hilarious at the same time. All right. So,
Hey,
Leo, this is a big one. So
Yep.
I'm gonna be your spotter right now. Okay.
okay.
Because this was a huge announcement, but this one is also Mark Waid. So I'm not gonna step on your toes because you guys are super buddies. So
Yeah,
I don't want to hurt his feet.
Jeez. Okay, no. I'll let that one pass. Okay, so Mark Waid, if you haven't heard, he's like totally awesome. But he's set to take reins on Action Comics. So this long-running Superman series is making a significant change, moving from a monthly to a weekly release schedule. The transition begins with issue 1070. You're seeing right here, hitting shelves on October 9th.
Mm-hmm.
We got a couple pics of that.
Whoa.
Waid is teaming up with artist Clayton Henry for this new chapter in Superman's adventures. Their first storyline sends the Man of Steel on a perilous mission back to the Phantom Zone. Superman's goal to investigate the source of a mysterious otherworldly threat that's causing havoc in Metropolis. So this shift to a weekly format and the intriguing new plot suggests an exciting, fast-paced era for Action Comics. Fans can look forward for more frequent Superman stories with the added intrigue of Phantom Zone mystery to unravel.
Right.
So, we had the this is 1070 right here.
Mm-hmm.
We got 1071.
Is that Sinestro?
That was Zod.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then 1072.
Ain't that quaint? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get to 1073, so October brings exciting news for Supergirl fans. DC Comics editors and writer Mark Waid, there's that name again, have confirmed that Kara Zor-El will be making a return to the pages of Action Comics. So this comeback will take the form of a backup story in Action Comics featuring Supergirl as the Woman of Tomorrow. The creative team behind the story pairs writer Mariko Tamaki with artist Skylar Patridge. Tamaki, known for her work on various comics, including Wonder Woman, will be crafting Supergirl's new adventure. Partridge, an upcoming artist, will bring the story to life visually. This addition to Action Comics provides readers with extra content offering both Superman and Supergirl stories in one package. It's a great opportunity for fans to see how Supergirl's character develops in the new storyline. And if you're not watching My Adventures with Superman, they brought in Supergirl this season. Absolutely awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to catch up on that.
So,
when are they going to change the S in the comic books, you think?
Oh, eventually.
Unless that's not the new West, though. I mean, there's a chance they could change it in the movie.
So, Leo, I'll take the next one.
You want the next one?
Yeah. So, also in October, writer Jeff Lemire is returning back to DC as he's going to have his hands literally full in the new Absolute universe, as he is going to be the writer for Absolute Flash, with art by Nick Robles, and a all new, freshly announced JSA series featuring art by Diego Ortegui. So we got to see some early art for that, which not only showed the JSA roster, hold that one there right there, Leo, but that's also the roster for Infinity Inc., which was a different series, which if some of you comic book fans might know, that was a super group of younger heroes. Some of them were children of JSA or other heroes, kind of like kind of like a
Young Avengers,
Young Avengers, Teen Titans, like kind of team. So there's some funny speculation there about how JSA Infinity Inc. will tie in. So literally, Jeff raved about getting the chance to write the JSA, saying it's a dream come true. He's a fantastic writer, so this is going to be great stuff. Very exciting. And I'm also interested to see what he's going to do for Absolute Flash. So, they didn't really have too much there in terms of the news, but of course, like with all the Absolute titles we've seen, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, there will be more that'll be coming as we get closer and closer to the end of Absolute Power and the beginning of the Absolute Universe. So
awesome stuff. And next up, we have New Gods. So writer Ram V announced an exciting new project as part of DC's All-In initiative. He'll be tackling Jack Kirby's iconic Fourth World in a new series called The New Gods. Set to launch in December, the series promises Ram V's unique interpretations of Kirby's cosmic mythology. The New Gods has long been a fan favorite corner of the DC universe, known for its epic scale and complex characters. Joining Ram V on this cosmic adventure is artist Yvonne Cagle. Hopefully I said that right. And while Cagle has previously created covers for Detective Comics, this marks his debut as the main artist on a DC series.
Nice.
So Ramby said Absolute and All-In triggers a cosmic imbalance which starts to spiral between New Genesis and Apocalypse. He also added that it's a story about fatherhood. So this announcement has generated significant buzz in the comic community. We're eager to see how Ram V and Cagle will approach these classic characters and concepts. The combination of Ram V's storytelling, Cagle's art suggests a visual, striking take on the New Gods.
Nice.
And I don't think I had a date for that.
No, it just said it's supposed to launch, I think, this December. So
I was
everything
really hoping we were going to get a New Gods movie.
I don't think that happened. Yeah. So, Leo, I'll take the next one. So essentially, the next one is about the status of Green Lantern, and there's absolutely a lot happening there. As they elaborated on Hal Jordan's role in Absolute Power, what's essentially to come for Hal and the Green Lantern Corps in October. As Hal, Guy Gardner, John Stewart are confronting the resurrection of the Dark Stars, which were, if I'm correct, Dark Stars were a early prototype of the Green Lanterns that were disbanded, but still kind of kept coming back. Sometimes villains, sometimes assistants. Donna Troy, I think, was a Dark Star at one point. That's how far back we're going. And essentially what that resurrection will mean for their friend Kilowog. Essentially, that new storyline will then impact the fate of the Green Lantern Corps, which will also be revealed on October 9th, Green Lantern Silver Corps Special, which is being written by Jeremy Adams, and his co-writer Philip Kennedy Johnson, who Carrie is still such a fan of for his work on Immortal Hulk, and who is also killing it on Green Lantern War Journal. So, and fun fact, it's also been announced that Immortal Hulk writer Al Ewing is going to be making a transition to DC to do Absolute Green Lantern. So the Absolute universe is definitely picking up some hardcore all-star talent. So they did not have much revealed about that, but just considering the star power that the Absolute universe is building behind, this thing has some very big shoes to fill. So
Very cool.
All right, Leo.
So on that absolute power stuff.
Yeah, man. So all right, Leo. So I think you got the last little tidbit for this news. So
This is the stuff that Drew doesn't care about.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap it up fast. So G. Willow Wilson, the writer behind Poison Ivy, shared some exciting updates about the series as it enters its third year. So the creative team, including artist Marcio Takara, is gearing up for a issue number 26 set to hit shelves October 2nd. Wilson revealed that Poison Ivy's story is taking some intriguing turns. Our green-thumbed anti-hero has a new lease on life, and her powers are back in full force. She's diving back into her crusade for environmental justice, starting with a mission to restore Gotham City's polluted wetlands. However, Ivy's eco-warrior efforts aren't without consequences. In her attempt to heal nature, she accidentally awakens an ancient threat from Gotham's murky past. This unexpected development promises to add a thrilling new dimension to the ongoing narrative. So as if it wasn't enough to get fans excited, Wilson also hinted at a crossover with Swamp Thing coming in October. So this team up of DC's prominent plant-based characters is sure to be a treat for comic enthusiasts. Willow said there's a bigger question about where Ivy's source of power comes from.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great cover right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's some Carrie shit right there.
Yep.
I think there was one more.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right, so that's it.
We made it.
Woohoo!
So,
Crap,
Leo, I'd like to just point out one thing. There were obviously some stories that we weren't able to get to, unfortunately, which does not mean that these series, there was a new Spider-Girl series that's supposed to be announced, or a new Spider-Girl is supposed to be announced. There is a new Wolverine series that's Laura Kinney supposed to be coming out. There's a new Psylocke series supposed to be coming out as well. These are all important as well, but unfortunately, we weren't able to get to them. But just want to let you know, for anybody who's interested in those, they're still happening. Everything is being sprinkled throughout this year, and some spilling over to next year. But it's quite a busy time for nerds. So I wouldn't quit any day jobs, because now you can buy the books. So yeah,
we're all looking forward to Doom.
There's a lot of Doom.
It's
Although,
gonna be a
Carrie,
lot of
I
Doom.
do feel that knowing this kind of does spoil some of the ending of Blood Hunt. You know, so
Yeah,
it's kind of a little annoying when you know these kind of things happen, because you're like, well, it would have been nice to read that.
I
Yeah.
mean, you know, you had years to plan it out in advance, so that you knew when you could like finish over and know when your cons usually take place. But
So I got a question for you. What are your thoughts
False.
on? So I believe it's only on the current X-Men storylines. I think it's going to be I don't know if all 4 books out this summer are doing it, but the last page is online only. So when you buy the physical copy, you get to the end of the book. It's a QR code that brings you to the last page.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know how I feel about that.
That's
I already bought the book. Why am I doing all the extra work?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And it's like trying to push people online. Like, you know, if they're buying the book, you want more people to buy the physical media, you know?
Yeah.
Don't try to push them, you know, online.
I don't know. I just feel like we're kind of, again, anytime we go forward, we still find our way to go backwards.
Yep.
You know, and Jar can back me up on this because I feel like we are 3 bad sales days from holographic Chrome covers.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like red band covers. You know, no, not red band. Carrie, was that like red bags or?
Oh yeah,
Marvel do?
it is red band, but it's bagged. Yeah, red
Yeah,
band.
you know, because the story was too gory. I'm just like,
or you could buy the gorier story.
Yeah, I'm just like,
I don't even understand.
Yeah, I'm just like,
I've compared them. They aren't.
I don't know.
They aren't that much gorier.
And all the variant covers too, like
Jesus.
It's just exhausting.
How many did the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles get? I feel like it had to have been like 600.
Yeah. I feel like eventually it's going to be... Do you remember, Leo, do you remember when DK3 came out, Dark Knight Master Race, and then they had all of those variants to where they actually had a book made of all the variants? So instead of buying it, you could buy a book that had all the variants in there.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but why?
Yeah. Well, like my favorite
because
artist,
then you don't have to buy every goddamn book.
Yeah, it's you don't know which one's gonna be worth money, you know, and it's like I found myself like pre-ordering a bunch of the What If Donald Duck was Wolverine.
Oh Jesus!
Oh my God, you are such a sucker.
We got to get him away from the computer when he's not around us.
No,
parental controls.
Yeah, he can't. He's so bad. He can't be Jar. If we get him away from a computer, he's still going to need to be near a camera. We're like, oh, Terrificon. He's away from it. He's going to be sitting there recording panels. It's a different. I was like, if we drop him in the woods, he'll still figure it out. Remember, he knows how to work an axe. You know, it's just like you're doomed if you do, doomed if you don't. That's it. You know, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get you a Dr. Doom mask.
Oh, not speaking of Doom, because we're gonna save that. But you mentioned an axe. I think I mentioned this in the chat. But I had my nephew over. Haven't seen him in like 20-something years, and he spent a lot of time with my dad. And unprompted, he brought up snakes. Apparently, it was an issue when I was a kid, and my dad was killing the snakes.
It's still an issue now.
It is, but he was killing them before they got to the house. So,
I mean,
so answers questions. I thought you would want to know.
I always want to know more of the life of Leo.
the life of Leo.
I'm inviting you all into my madness.
I appreciate it.
And you invite me to stay over at your place. Like, what next? Is this some 13 ghost bullshit?
Hell yeah.
Well, we don't know if the place is haunted yet. Some weird things have happened, though.
No, I don't need to hear this. I'm already scared of going to the bathroom in your place because I'm going to fall through a goddamn portal.
No, we fixed the floor.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah.
You fix the floor with a trap door into a vat of acid. I've seen 13 ghosts. I know what happens. No, that was House on Haunted Hill. My bad. Sorry. I got that wrong. I got that mixed up because it's Vincent Price either way.
That bat we had in the other night, though, that freaked me out.
That was some black sheep shit. I'm sorry. You said
what
that.
are you doing letting animals into your house like that?
Yeah, Dr. Doolittle.
Well, somebody mentioned that we had the garage door open near around dusk, and they said it could have flew in then. And it came in.
Okay, so you know what this means, Leo?
What?
What this means is you need to close your goddamn doors.
Oh yeah, we normally keep them closed. Yeah.
Were you born on a farm?
Well, so I was actually.
You probably was raised in a barn.
Hello,
hey, Lisa.
Hey.
Yeah. So Megan woke me up late at night. She heard a noise. And
okay. I have a question. How does she do that? I've seen how you sleep. There's a lot of machinery. When she wakes you up, does the helmet get lowered down onto you? You know, Empires that
Yeah,
the
and
glasses are just
yeah, and I yell no
Hey.
every night. Yeah.
You know.
Search inside you. You know it to be true.
No, that's impossible.
So we're waiting for our guest. He should be joining us shortly. But
He'll be fine. He's from Connecticut.
Totally. I'll continue the bat story real quick. So yeah, so she wakes me up and I make the mistake of turning the light on. So the bat freaks out. It's flying everywhere in our bedroom.
Did she warn you that there was a bat?
Yeah, and I thought
and you turned the light on
so I could see it. So it's like flying above us. We keep on ducking. I open the bedroom door. It flies out. I quickly close the bedroom door, and I said, "Fuck it, we'll figure it out tomorrow."
Hell yeah,
Jar. And this is the man we put in charge of our technology and making sure we sound good every week.
I love it. I love it.
I don't.
And it's Keith Champagne to the rescue.
Hello, guys.
Hey.
I thought.
We could listen to more bat stories.
Please don't. Please don't. Thank you, Keith, for joining us. You saved
Good
us.
to see you guys again.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
busy you are.
Yeah. So Keith, I have to ask. So, you're coming to Terrificon now?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, cool.
I'll be there.
Sweet.
Terrificon. I probably told you guys this. I think I told Leo this last time I was on the show. But I grew up in Uncasville, which is where Terrificon takes place. So that's like my hometown show. I only live a half an hour away, so I'll do that show every year, as long as Mitch lets me.
No. It's the thing is that last time you were like, oh no, I don't have a table, but I'm still going to stop by and say hey, because like you said, it's your hometown. But then I checked and I saw you and Tom are back, and I was like, did I miss something? Did a bunch of people drop out? Like, did Mitch find like a sub basement that he can house more tables? I was like, and did I have a stroke? I know I've been sick, but what year is it?
Well, it drove me a little crazy because for a few years, I didn't know Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know how to get in touch with him to ask for a table at the show. But I would show up, a friend of mine would give me a pass or something, and I would show up and walk around, and, blah, blah, blah. And then I finally met Mitch in person at Baltimore. He came by my table. And I wasn't shy about telling like Ordway or other guys that are friends with Mitch that I want to do a show. So I think Jerry put the bug in his ear for me. And then Mitch came over and introduced himself. And then he was like, yeah, you can do my show. So I've been doing it every year that I'm home at the time of the show, because a lot of times I have a family vacation that takes place on the same week. But if I'm here, I'm going to do Terrificon every year.
Sweet.
Nice.
Well, someone in our group is very excited because she has things for you. Isn't that right? Spooky one. This is your time to shine.
Oh yes. I need to have this signed this year.
Where did you get that from?
Where did I get that from? That would have come from.
Oh, okay.
Leo, this is where you put the focus on her.
This looks very familiar to me.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Good thing.
Yeah, that does ring a bell.
Yeah.
I do. You did sign that one, but I have to bring by everything else.
Yeah, because that was a long day that day.
Gary, show the script again.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
That was so freaking cool, man.
Here, let me get the gloss off the front page.
Yeah, shiny.
Oh, you froze. No, you
Tier 1.
God.
Look at that.
That was awesome.
Oh, Doug Mankey. He just knows how to make a smile so creepy.
He really does. Doug is the best.
I can show off the one other piece of artwork that's in here as well.
Oh, wow. That's fucking cool, man.
And those have that's Doug inked by Christian Alamy for our boarded year 1 project for Joker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I approached DC 5 months ago, I think. Doug and I approached DC, and we're like, guys, why don't you let us finally finish this for, and we'll put it out in time for the new Joker movie. And they had their little powwow, and they were like, yeah, I think we're just gonna kill this one off. We're gonna just let it die. And then like a week later, they announced Chip Zdarsky's Joker Year 1. So that was a kick in the you know what.
Yeah, because when you told us about that, I think it was like on one of the times we've had you back, like what you described is like, oh wow, that sounds really freaking cool. And we've read what Zdarsky did with Joker Year 1, and it was fine. I wasn't my favorite, but I was just like, okay, this is kind of like when you look forward to something and it's okay, but it's not great. It's kind of like the Spider-Man 3 of your expectations. You're like, this is passable, but not what you wanted. So then Carrie's just been raving about yours, which she read last night while doing our show and downing, and I quote, a bottle and a half of wine. So,
well, I think the more you drink, the better a writer I am, for sure.
oh my God, you're hilarious. I love that. The notes that you're giving to Doug as you're writing and stuff are just like over the top killing me. I said this, and I'm like, I can't write out every single line that he put in here. I'll bring it to Terrificon and let them look at it themselves so that they can get an eye on it. But your directions on some of the things are just, I want to see this made, but I'm also glad that I got to read the script so that I know how you tell your illustrators to work with you.
Yeah, well, I think thank you, first of all. It's so nice of you to say. And I am fucking hilarious, for sure. I'm definitely one of the 25 funniest people I know. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Modest too.
Yeah, no, well, I'm pretentious, as I say on Instagram. But scripts are boring. They're boring to read, so I try to make it fun for the artist to get through. So I'll try to put little things in there, clever lines or a stage direction, just to make someone smile throughout their workday.
And on top of it, Tom is going to be there again, and now we can say that we've read your take on, oh God, what was it? Radioactive.
Yeah, hamsters.
Yeah. And we can just say, like, we've read your unspoken masterpiece. It was glorious.
Yeah, Tom is going to be there with me, and so I'll have a table in Artist Alley, and Tom has a table in Artist Alley, and we always sit together because he's my buddy. But then in between us this year, we have a new paint table, which is our company. It's the first time we're going to have a table only for like new paint stuff.
Oh, sweet!
And we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, well, we're going to be doing our usual, going around, getting interviews and stuff. But we're also doing a new thing. We're calling it Splash Selfies. So we're going to get photos with people who we like, who we've interviewed with, to capture the memories. So it's going to be a real test for me to see if I can get that MySpace angle back. So we'll definitely make sure to stop by your booth, show you guys that love, and just get that.
Oh,
all right,
sure,
cool.
yeah.
All right, let me just get this. You're upside down. No, it's fine. Perfect. It's weird. So
Hey, you guys gotta
quickest
come
of selfies.
Sure. I mean, you guys can work the booth if you want. I'll take the day off. You can just be me.
Oh,
That'd
no,
be cool. I'll sign in books.
he's doing panels.
Yeah, Jar's doing panels. I'm trying to break my record last year of consecutive interviews, and Leo is doing Leo things, and I don't know. I think Carrie is trying to be everyone's super fan, which is impressive. But I think she's kind of doing like that invincible Angstrom Levy kind of way about it. She's just trying to absorb all Carries. Like Jet Li's the one. Like, I am all the fans.
Oh, there's a deep cut.
Carrie, you don't look at me like that.
Hard.
You
I've
said-
been working hard on researching and bribing people.
Two good skills to have, for sure.
Oh, don't
Yeah,
worry.
but
Carrie, tell them your plan.
you're in on it. Oh yeah, I'm not going to spoil the plan for everybody, but I have found some things out about some of the people that I want to interview, and they all happen to have a kind of a connection going on. So one of the things that I'm going to be presenting to a couple of them, and you as well are included in this, is why I'm not going to blow the whole thing. It is something I found a theme that a lot of the comic book folks have in common, and then little differences go into everything. But yeah, I'm going on shows, I'm looking up interviews, and I'm not just researching the people. I'm like, what can I buy them? What can I get them that isn't outrageous but is fun, and they'll know that I care because I took the time to get something specific to them. So
Well, you know, hugs are free. Just, you know, keep that in the back of your mind. Hugs are free, and they make a person feel so nice. So, you know,
I will give you a hug. I am a big hugger.
She is. She is. I'm also a big hugger, but when I hug people, I sometimes break them. So Carrie is a better hugger than me because hers aren't full of bone-breaking death. But
as long as you don't get caught in the hair.
That's
But you know what? We have Keith on here, and you have a Kickstarter going on, and we haven't even brought it up yet. So
go for it, Carrie.
I was waiting for a break.
Shut up, Jar.
So
well, hey, before
so
we
need
do
to
that,
talk.
Carrie, let me ask you a question before you do that. So, did you read Daybreak, all 4 issues?
Yes, I did.
Did you like it?
Yes, I liked it very much. Once again, and this was Jared points out, I think the last time you were on, your fascination with chimps and stuff and apes in general is quite interesting. And Bobo was one of my favorite characters in that.
He's my favorite character in the book.
Okay, good. You wrote Bobo. I mean, you wrote them all really well. But yeah, I was like, man, I'm really attached to this ape. I really enjoy him, and I was kind of saddened at the end. But yeah, no, I read all of them, and I think other people should too. I want to see. Are you going to have some sitting up at your table so that people can get their hands on them if they weren't able to get in on the Kickstarter?
Green table for sure.
Yes.
And dude, the pages are so nice. Like I'm just reading this. I'm like touching, but like, oh, I want to pet it. Can't pet it. Can't pet the book. Oh, but it's so glossy and the paper's so. Oh, it's just wonderful.
I also want to say that I do enjoy the kind of retro-y, not safe for work covers. And I'm like, oh, how lovely. That's nice. I was like, I was like, oh, nice. Because, I feel like you don't see that much anymore. And I was like, well, that's a lovely nod. It's not a holographic cover, but still good to look at.
Sure.
I enjoyed in the first page of each comic has the start off with the character, and instead of having the little at the bottom like colored letter it's the character is talking about like who did which aspects of each of the roles within the comic book. So that was a fun way to do that too.
And it's funny, that kind of harkens back to what you said about the Joker script, where it's fun to read inside. And that I want people to have fun with these comics, like from the first, as soon as they open the cover, the inside front cover is the credits page, but it's narrated by a character. And so, like, as soon as you open the book, I want you to start having fun. So I'm just trying to give a little extra. And it's fun for me to write too.
How many series are you guys now doing for NPC?
Oh God, like 6 trillion.
Oh wow.
No, not many. We have Daybreak is concluded. Although I just decided last week that we're going to do another series of Daybreak. So that's on the very back burner right now. And then we have the book that's on Kickstarter now, which is NPC Jump.
Yeah.
And then there's a book, we have the first issue done, called Punch, which stands for Pubescent Undercover Neurodiverse Cryptid Hunters. So that'll be the next Kickstarter after, and I think in October that's slated to go up.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another Switch project that Tom is slowly drawing. So I guess there's four books right now that are going. And
they're all in the same universe, right?
Yeah, they're all they're not like connected to the point where you need to read all of them
No.
to understand anything. But we reference characters in one or the other, or like in Daybreak there's a villain called Snow, who was made of cocaine, and he he was a character from the
Oh
Switch.
my god.
So it's just when you can, instead of making a new villain, why not just reuse one and start to connect these books a little more? Like Daybreak will be in the 3rd issue of Jump. She'll have a little cameo in there, but in a way that no one's gonna see it coming. A very different kind of cameo.
Snow's catchphrase. Oh, that I almost spit wine and ruined my comic, by the way, when I read that. So that was just beautiful. And yes, it's radioactive cocaine, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
he's
made
kind of
of-
like the Sandman, where instead of sand, he's made out of radioactive cocaine. Just put a new spin on these things.
Doesn't sound like such a bad guy.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? It's a lot of fun to hang out with.
Yeah, quite a notable. Well, and it's funny, Keith, because we've this year, a lot of the creators we've had, we've read a lot of their work that they've been doing, because Kickstarters are a big thing with a lot of creators, and especially long time bets. They find that doing Kickstarter stuff is a bit more of a creator, self-fulfilling kind of thing. And I like to think that some of the books that we've all unanimously really liked were Kickstarter projects. Like we had DC Chichester, his Axel's Infernal was an awesome project that we really hoped to get funded. We read, guys, wasn't Leaving Megalopolis by Jim Calafiore and Gail Simone? That was Kickstarter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was awesome. And then yours, Daybreak, Punch, and now your new project, do you feel that, again, it's kind of like how creators are just the big two? I don't want to say it lost its luster because it's still working for them, but you're kind of moving on to either starting your own thing, like the creators doing Ghost Machine now, their own company, like what you're working on, or their own project, just because it's more creatively fulfilling. Like, what are your thoughts on all that?
Yeah, I mean, you see everybody turning to crowdfunding these days. And I think it's a combination of maybe a little bit of burnout, working for the big two. People's careers slow down. They don't get as much work from the big two, but they still want to create comics. But I think more importantly, it's the creative freedom. It's the ability to go straight to the reader, without a layer of bullshit that is the company's in the way.
Right.
So I know, and that's a big reason why I'm doing it is I spent 30 years working for the companies, and I'm very lucky that I've been able to spend 30 years working for the bigger companies. And I'm going to continue to work for the bigger companies, because I need to make money.
Right.
But I want to put my effort into myself now. I'm not going to create characters for the other companies. If I have my original ideas, I want to save them for the thing I'm trying to build. I'm not getting any younger, and so I need to start thinking about, what kind of legacy. I don't have no legacy, but I've always told people over the years, like, when you do a creator-owned project, you're building equity in yourself. And I'm trying to build that equity in myself with my little company, and only working with people that I really like as people. I think I've told you guys before, like, the one rule of New Pain is you can't be an asshole and do a project with us. Like,
shit.
Sounds like a familiar rule.
Yeah, but that's like our rule number one is, like, if you don't fit in, and we have a stable of about 8 guys that work on these different books. If one of them gets out of line, they won't be working on the books anymore. Like, there's no egos, there's no bullshit. It's just a bunch of friends who really enjoy each other, trying to make some fun comics. And the books are good, by the way, which is, a nice bonus. It turns out if you let people do the work that they enjoy doing and don't give them a lot of interference, you get good work. you get good books.
Weird.
So what a crazy idea that is.
And you don't get, suits, sticking their nose in things, trying to, mess things up.
Yeah, for sure.
Like speaking of the big two, we were talking about before you hopped on. I don't know if you heard the X-Men books this summer. When you buy the physical copy, the last page is a QR code to go to the last page.
I heard something about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Right now it's only in, I think, X-Men books, but yeah, it's ridiculous. Forcing people like away from the physical media is just like they're trying to hurt LCSs,
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, from the way it was explained to me, I kind of see the logic of it in a weird way. I guess it's because there's so much piracy and these books are online, like before they're even in the stores, and people are reading, hundreds of thousands of people are reading the books for free through pirate sites. So at least this way they can't spoil, the story for the print readers or something along those lines. But it's also a crazy idea. So I don't know how I feel about it. I think this industry really is at a kind of an existential inflection point with the way that we're going to, evolve over the next few years. AI is going to be a huge threat.
Yeah.
To all of our jobs. So we'll see how things go.
I mean, just to comment on that, I agree with you. I'm very much odd about that because I see how AI can be useful, but I'm like, yeah, but then you're going to have people who are going to overuse it. And the fact that you have cases now in the industry itself where you have people who are getting accused or fine. I seem to recall there was an artist who someone I believe I don't want to say his name because I don't want to try to say him. His work got pulled because it looked like evidence that he did AI work. You know what I mean? Like I said, like you have these people who they're under deadline, they're stressed, they think, oh, I'm just gonna use this the one time. I was like, no, this is a creative gateway drug because you use it a little bit and you find how easy it is more and more, and before you know it, it's like that you're looking at somebody else and mimicking their style instead of doing your own.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, I feel like with AI, you prompt an AI device or whatever, to draw you a picture, and it's kind of like shooting fish in a barrel. You give it a bunch of words and you don't quite know what you're going to get back.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a couple of years from now, when you can work with the AI and edit that image together, when you can say, okay, well, let's make Wolverine look more angry here and change the angle by 30% and fine tune what the AI is spitting back out, that's the end of everything for artists like us. Comics is a for-profit business. So if you can pay someone minimum wage to prompt this art out of an AI generator, this moral stance to no AI is going to go away pretty quick from the company standpoint.
Right, because like you said, Keith, it's a business. They're there to make money, and as we've seen with any business, like you guys said, oh, you're working this, everyone's happy, the products are good. It's the same thing. Like, oh, if everyone at your company is good, then you're good. But a lot of times you're miserable. And instead of doing right by you, what are you going to get? You're going to get a passive-aggressive pizza party. And she's going to be like, wow, this is nice. Still doesn't solve the fact that I'm dying inside and I want to burn it all down. But, man, these garlic knots are great.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. And also, from the story standpoint, if you can train an AI, on 1,000 issues of Superman, why do you ever have to hire another writer to write Superman? Because they just rehash everything every 5 years anyway. True. So, you're just going to have the AI, spit out all these familiar elements and then, have another AI draw it. And then.
Well, I totally agree with you, but I think, definitely the fans will have a say. Like right now, the AI images that are being generated are awesome, but you can tell, well, not awesome, but they look really good, but it's, you can tell they're AI, and like a lot of people aren't going to pay for that, yes, Drew.
Yeah. Leo, I mean, I think it also sometimes it goes to preferences, because like you said, like for instance, let's think of this in a different context. Like back in the day, Disney used to do their films hand drawn, right? That was how they did hand drawn animation, and it was expensive, and there were tons of animators on it. So then eventually they put an end to that, and then they're doing like 3D animated and stuff, which is faster, but you don't get some of that. And then later on, you have all these people that are talking about the yearning for the olden days, the hand-drawn animation, and you even see some projects start to return to some variation of that. It's kind of like, we want to think of it as kind of like how in publishing, they thought ebooks was going to be the coffin we bury publishing in. But we found out over time that people preferred holding books, feeling paper, having physical copies, but they still enjoyed the easy access of an online book from a tablet or such and so forth. So it's hard to predict, which way a thing will go, because sometimes it's almost like blown out of proportion. And then sometimes it's underestimated and it's like, whoa, like we were not ready for this. So I think with AI, it could go either way. But it's like you said, it really does depend on the public. And as Keith points out, the higher ups, the business heads, who a lot of times do not give a fuck about comics because they're there to make money.
We had Hollywood had that big writer strike last year,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of that strike was over the use of AI in their work, and they only got a 5-year reprieve, before they have to hit the negotiating table again over this AI stuff. If you don't think a guy like David Zaslav is going to be like, yeah, let's just have AI do it, like people are crazy.
Yeah.
It's all about the bottom line and how. And if you get something for free, as a company, why wouldn't you? If you want your shareholders to make money, then you cut your operating costs. I don't know. I'm going to drive the Amazon van in 2 years for a living, I think, is what I'm going to be doing. And then hand-drawn comics or human-created comics are going to be very much a niche, a niche market is my prediction.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're a little ways off, because I use a bunch of AI tools myself, and
you son of a bitch.
Well,
get out, Leo. You betrayed the stockholders.
Well, I need to learn it for my job. But have you tried like the Photoshop AI?
I have not. I know it's every time I open Photoshop, it tells me, "Hey, give me a try. I'm over here, nice and shiny." Type a couple of words in, but I refuse to do it.
Oh, I've tried using it, trying to make some of our thumbnails and stuff like that, and it's just simple stuff like taking an image that is cropped incorrectly and trying to expand it and stuff like that, and just it's very, I want to say, dumb. I'd have to say like 90% of the time it doesn't work, doesn't do anything that I want it to do. So a lot of times I just end up doing stuff on my own, just using like the clone tool and stuff like that. But yeah.
It's very dumb right now. But back in the 90s, the internet was very slow and very dial-up.
Yeah.
These technologies evolve so fast. So we'll see where it's at in 2 or 3 years. I don't think it's going to be that dumb anymore. I do enjoy, like, I'll go on my phone sometimes if I'm bored, and I'll talk to Google's Gemini AI, and I'll try to get it to, like, say bad things. It's kind of a fun hobby. It is sort of fun to do. But as far as the art goes, it freaks me out.
Yeah.
Amazon got rid of the Samuel Jackson voice for the Echo
Dot.
Dot.
Voice on my Alexa, yeah.
I was so bummed. I can't say her name because she's right there. But I was so bummed because I'd be like, "Hey Samuel, what's weather like?" And he'd be like, "Bitch, you too lazy to go look outside." And I'm like, "Okay, true, fair enough."
What? I didn't even know that was a thing. That's amazing.
Yeah, you could be like, "Hey." You could ask him to say fuck, and he would be like, "All these motherfuckers asking me to say fuck. Fucking A, motherfuckers." Stuff like that. He would just go off. It was awesome.
Wow.
And then they got rid of all of the different voiceovers. So, yeah.
That sucks. You know why, Carrie? Someone fucked up and went too far. This is what always happens. we have something nice, and somebody just has to Jurassic Park that shit, and then suddenly we can't have anything fun. So whoever did it, shame on you. And I'm not talking shame like sit in a corner. I'm talking Game of Thrones, Belle being walked at by the chick from Ted Lasso. Shame.
That's a lot of shame right there.
That's a lot of fucking shame, because I would love for Sam Jackson to wake me up. It's like, time to get to work, motherfucker. I'm like, all right, go ahead, Sam. All right, Sam, I'm getting up. I'm up. Speaking of things that kind of are still up to debate, Leo, if I can post the prompt.
Go for it.
One of the bigger things in San Diego is that, obviously they talked about a lot of the projects they're working on, a lot of good stuff and whatnot. I'm still very annoyed that a lot of things about Deadpool got spoiled before people like myself have even got to see the movie. We're not talking about anybody, so don't you dare put anything in the comments. I mean it. But the big thing is Robert Downey Jr. is coming back to the MCU, but he's not Iron Man. He's a different metalhead, and that metalhead will be Dr. Doom. So, what?
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that, Keith?
I mean, I'm not really emotionally invested in it, one way or the other. I like him as an actor. Clearly, he looks like Tony Stark, but we don't often see Dr. Doom's face anyway. Unless Dr. Doom has one of those masks that's constantly folding up, and so you can see the actor's face underneath it, like all those movies do. But he's a great actor, and I'm sure they have a plan. I'm sure it'll make sense, when we finally see Dr. Doom, how they're going to pull it off. But why can't one actor play more than one character? Like Chris Evans was Human Torch, and he was Captain America, and no one cared.
That's true. No, I think, you know what it is, Keith? The reason that I just thought it was a little lazy is because, like, I understand multiverse, and I understand that Marvel has to kind of recover from their plans, because their plan was to be Kang is the big baddie. But of course, you can't do that anymore because of Jonathan Majors and the court stuff and his scandal. I just feel like this is just them like, oh, we're bringing back him. He's back. So you can come back now and love us again. It's kind of like when someone you don't like says, but I made you your favorite dish. You want to come in now? I'm like, this is how horror movies start. Okay? No. This is how I end up chained to the radiator again, like I did back that weekend in 06. So no, fuck you. It's just one of those, like, really anybody else could have been. Like, I heard they were like, oh yeah, Cillian Murphy was in. I was like, oh, that would have been great. Yeah. Like a few other people were in the run, and I was just like, and like you said, Keith, it is a performance, but you don't. The Dr. Doom it's about presence. I mean, maybe some close-ups of his eye and the shining of his chin, but I don't know. I just kind of feel like this is a little bit of a lazy move on Marvel to get back all the people they've lost because their latest wave has been meh.
I mean, everything you say is valid for sure. And I'm not a Marvel analyst or anything, but I think when you bring back Robert Downey Jr., who was the face of Marvel for a decade, he's the actor that people most closely associate, I think, with the Marvel stuff. And then you bring back the Russo brothers. Like, they're making a statement. They're like, hey, we're not fucking around anymore. Like, we're getting back on track. We're going to Secret Wars. And, I bet you Robert Downey Jr. will be Tony Stark and Dr. Doom in Secret Wars.
That's a lot. That's a lot of damage.
I think they're putting their foot down and saying, hey, look, we've drifted a bit the past few years. We're course correcting. Here we go. Let the good times roll with this guy everyone loves.
Fair. But that's my piece, everybody. So Leo, Carrie, Jar, whatever.
Well, I was just gonna say, if just looking at like the trailer for that got leaked for Fantastic Four, like if that's like a sign of where the MCU is heading, that's I think it's gonna be friggin' awesome. No.
I still feel the big bad should have been Galactus. I'm sorry.
He's gonna be the big
Did you not see the trailer?
No, I didn't. Leo, I have been sick I have been in
Leo
a
shared it in
bubble.
Messenger.
Galactus is teased in the trailer.
Okay,
It's
thank
been
God.
taken
But
down now.
wait, stop. But is it the real Galactus? It's not a goddamn Cloud Actus, right?
It's an eyeball.
Okay, because last time was bullshit.
Yeah, no, it's somebody staring into like the Baxter building.
Okay, cool. Because I'm sorry, last time it's Galactus. It's a goddamn cloud.
I'm just wondering why they only showed a silhouette of the thing.
Oh, yeah, because they haven't officially started filming yet. This was they did really fast. A lot of it was like pre-viz stuff,
Oh, okay.
and a lot of it was in a green screen. So,
Okay.
yeah, apparently, I think they officially started filming like today or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
they threw this together really fast just for San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh yeah. Whatever. I don't know, Carrie. What are your thoughts? I mean, I know you're not the biggest Marvel movie person because
No, I'm okay with them. I haven't seen all of them, but my mom's huge on them, so I've seen some more than enough times. I love Robert Downey Jr. Personally, if I were to cast Doctor Doom off the top of my head, I would have gone with Mads Mikkelsen because he has that intensity and grace and everything to go back with it. But I'm not mad. We'll see how he does because a lot of, like you were saying, a lot of Doctor Doom is his face is covered. He's wearing a big outfit, so it's not really, we aren't going to see too much Tony Stark, I think, out of it. But yeah, I'm okay with it. We'll see. It's the same thing with like everybody's like, oh, screw the new Crow coming out. Well, dude, just forget the other movie happened and watch it on its own merit. I've only watched it like 2 or 3 times. I'm not one of the people who watched The Crow 500 times. So I have no bias, and I love Bill Skarsgård, and I love Danny Houston. So I'm just like, okay, they can do something, you know? It should be interesting. I guess it's a completely different look and whatever, but it's gonna be okay. I know we had this talk the other night, and I
know. I'm just saying. I'm restraining because I care.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know.
Keith, was there anything you saw out of San Diego that you got really excited about, or something that you thought was meh,
or did you just enjoy your weekend like all the rest of us should have?
Yeah, I pretty much just enjoyed my weekend.
Smart man. Good job.
I think the thing I was most excited about was the DC Bullet coming back.
That was cool.
Yeah, right?
You know, I love that logo. I'm not real clear if it's only for the DC movie stuff or if they're going to put it back on the comics. But
they're doing like a new universe following their latest arc, Absolute Power. So, they're doing like their version of the Ultimate Universe. They're calling it the Absolute DC.
Yeah, I heard about that, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like they will. I mean, hopefully they will, because like you said, I'm a fan of that too. So seeing that, I was like, oh, that's a nice like return to posterity there. I have no idea.
I thought I read that. It is going to be everywhere. Because like James Gunn wants everything under one like unified, brand.
Good. I mean, that's an iconic logo.
Yeah.
That's the DC logo that I grew up with.
Right. Same.
And it meant something to me when I would have books come out from DC that had that logo, in the upper left-hand corner. So I'm glad it's back. I think it was a mistake to get rid of it, and I understand why they got to make themselves fresh and put a new coat of paint on things from time to time. But that's what made me happy. And then I also, I saw the Robert Downey Jr. news over the weekend, like everyone did, and I don't care that much. I'll just see where it goes. I'll see those movies when they come out.
Fair enough. And then, Leo, did you want to talk about Superman?
Well, a couple things actually. Apparently, the reviews are already coming in. Batman Cape Crusader is getting amazing reviews already for the entire first season.
Nice.
And this starts August 1st.
Sweet.
And they've released so far the the intro, and one full scene, and I'm totally excited for it.
Cool. Okay.
And
Is it going to be the same style as the Superman cartoon?
it's Bruce Timm, so it's very Batman animated series type. That's that style of animation, but it's not. It doesn't look like Batman animated series, but it's.
It's an anthology series, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll find
Cool.
out in a couple days.
Yes.
Yeah, and the only other thing, Superman ended filming today. They finished up.
Wow. There's a lot of speculation. Like in some of my group of friends, people are talking about how they're a little worried because it's got a lot of heroes in it, and they find it a little strange that, like, for an origin story, there's already like Mr. Terrific and Guy Garner and Hawk Girl and it's one of those. I was like, I see their point because it is a lot for an early origin. At the same time, it's James Gunn, and I feel like he's proven he knows what he's doing.
Well, it's not going to be an origin story. I think they said that it's going to be a Superman that's like already been around for a couple of years.
Okay.
We'll
I don't know. A lot. It's just a lot, man. You get worried when a cast is very big because we've seen where it works and then we've seen where it doesn't work. So,
Well, let me ask you this: when was the last bad James Gunn movie?
Okay, that's a rough question because it's not a matter of bad. It's just was it appreciated for what it was? Okay, because like I was saying, like some people would argue Super is not a great movie. It is. It's just a very realistic, dark movie. Like there are things in it that are like, whoa. But I mean, it's always defining relative because you want to talk about Slither did fail to the box office, but it was really well received, and that's what helped start James Gunn's career. So,
Yeah.
Look at the big brain on Drew.
I know.
I'm just saying no, because people try doing this, Jar. They underestimate. And when I can say that, Carrie, show me the pillow.
Uh-oh. She's like, what pillow? It's gone.
This is what I have to say to you,
Get out.
Leo. Get out.
So, Keith, I know we mentioned this before. You said you're fairly close to Terrificon. I don't know if you saw. There's another con that opened up in Montville. Collecticon. It's have you heard about that?
Yeah, I know that one.
Okay.
That's the guy Chris Hebert, who has a couple of comic shops like C2 Collectibles, and he's running I think 3 shows a year in the Montville area.
Cool.
Yeah, I guessed it at one of his shows. I guess over a year ago now. And it's just another little con. We'll see. I mean, they're nice people, and trying to build up their shows the right way. So I wish him luck.
Nice. Yeah, I saw Tim was going. That's how I heard about it. Tim Jones. And then I saw Dan Chichester was at the one just last week. So just want to know what you thought about it. And being Montville, my hometown as well. It's nice to see.
Yeah. Yeah, Montville's just booming in Comic Cons now. Where were they when I was a teenager walking up Route 32? Actually, was a Comic Con around back then.
Yeah.
Now with the summertime, you can't miss a Comic Con. I have like one coming up, Springfield Comic Con coming pretty close, and then there's Terrificon and one other con in August, but they're all really close.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I wish
I even
I
had
had
one.
them as a kid. I would have.
I
had
even
more
had
money.
one in my backyard this last month. With Undiscovered Realm, and I was just like, oh, okay, so I guess we're doing this. They're but I feel like Comic Cons do this. They'll be everywhere, and then they'll decrease and then they'll come back. It's like, I want you to want us again, and here we are. We overextend ourselves, then we pull back, and we're here again.
Y'all are so lucky though that you're where you're at, because I had the one con that
And you got rained out.
has more than a couple people. Yeah, and I mean they kept the show going, but when there's a flood alert like 5 blocks from the venue, you don't go. You know,
Carrie,
if
I
you're-
said
so
you
it
should
was-
go. You just rent a canoe, okay? But I just didn't want to be. I just didn't want to get flack from your mom by giving you that idea, and then mysteriously you disappear on the way to the con.
Well,
'Cause,
but
you
James
know.
was going to be my cameraman, and he's got the prosthetic leg, and so like that's hard to canoe with.
Can paddle with that.
So
Yeah, you can listen, Carrie. You can.
I can't.
Don't
There's a will, there's a
underestimate.
way, man. You know.
So instead, I'll just spend like 4 months rent and come out and visit you guys and have a good time at your conventions, because I get to hang out with everyone here.
Yeah.
So happy.
It's the only con I go to anymore.
We
Keith,
could go to more, but somebody had to get a house.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. I'm just saying,
Oh, jeez.
you know, oh, hey, everybody, let's go to more cons. Oh, by the way, me and Megan got a house. Well, we can say no more cons.
I got you a booth at Terrificon, so that we'll make that. You know, we'll make the most of it. You know.
We'll celebrate all the cons at the one con.
Yep. Exactly.
Much love, Raz. Thank you.
You guys want to get some like group therapy at some point. Just gonna put that out there.
I have a show for that actually on my other network. We call it the Padded Cell, and we all join together and do some group therapy. While I got tension on me though, I have some questions still about your Kickstarter. Like,
Oh yeah, sure.
I was going through re-going through everything from Daybreak before, and so I would like to know if the defense, which that you had the ashcan for that, and Tomorrow, I read both of those again. It's not that I dislike Tomorrow, but I was really loving the defense. Is that something that you guys are going forward with?
Yeah, it's one of those
further
books. Listen, the only reason that book, The Defense, hasn't come out yet is me, because I'm busy, and I got to find time to, to finish the art on that entire book, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, no, I mean, I've been working on that thing off and on for like 3 years now. So I think somehow, I mean, this book, the book here, The Jump, NPC Jump, it kind of took Defense's spot in the schedule, in that I started working on Jump and I just sort of fell in love with it. And I pushed Defense off a little bit more to give myself time to do this book first. So Defense is definitely gonna be coming up, what we think with the next year.
Okay. And with the new one, with Jump, I'm going to be able to be hopping in here and grab, you have the add-on set up so that I can like grab both of the comics in physical forms, add PDFs, and get also the New Pain handbook?
Yep. Yeah,
Awesome.
you should, if you missed the first issue of NPC Jump, then you can get, as an add-on, you can throw those in your basket to get caught up, or get the digital books.
All right.
So yeah, plenty of room for people to catch up, I guess. And then there's all kinds of other cool stuff that they can, spend their hard-earned dollars on. Because I earned those dollars. I deserve them.
Hell yeah.
Yes, you do. I spent last night petting books that you wrote, so.
Thank you for wasting your night on me. I appreciate it.
Oh, it was not time wasted. Are you going to be throwing in any? I didn't see much for stretch goals. So are there going to be any surprises coming up with this?
We have some stretch goals on the page, on the Kickstarter page. My philosophy with stretch goals is I want them to be stuff that I like. So like, I think that prints and buttons and stickers and stuff are all fun, but what I really want is more book. So all the stretch goals on these projects tend to be involved with adding more content. So, if we hit a certain point, then we're going to add an 8-page story to jump number 2. If we hit another certain point, we're going to add 4 more pages to the handbook. 4 other characters will be slotted in there, and so on and so on. So, and we did the same thing with Daybreak also, that, we added that ended up being like 64 pages by the time we were done. And I want to give people more stuff to read. It's more work for me, sure, but it's, I think that's what people want the most.
Definitely.
If I get a print from a Kickstarter, I look at it and then it goes in a closet or gets, I don't never see it again. So it's some kind of a waste, I think.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm living in an apartment right now where I just don't have room for things, and I had cats, and now so everything is up in the closet until I can move somewhere so I can put up everything with glass cases for the books and get the walls ready. But yeah, I'm with you there on. I love getting more content for my book. That's why I love getting a chance to read those ash cans and stuff that you put out there, and the I had a little band thing called Critical Biscuit, so I get the name wrong. It's Bewildered Biscuit, who did the
motion comic.
It's like a 10-minute motion comic of we've had them come on here before and talk to us about some different things they've done. Are they going to do anything with this upcoming one?
I
that
of.
So.
Not, yeah, I mean, a couple of the guys from Bewildered Biscuit, they've backed the jump, so I know they're aware of it. But I don't know if I think they have 3 or 4 things that they're lined up to do right now. They can only produce so many motion comics at one given time. So maybe in the future.
Yeah.
But I really love their Daybreak motion comic. I thought that came out great.
Yeah, it did.
And it was a whole different dimension to the comic, a whole different experience of reading the comic. So yeah, knock on wood, maybe someday.
Awesome. So it was just one of those, like, I'm curious because it's a great way to experience the comic books the way they do them.
Yeah, I think they do really top-notch work. I hope for big things for that group. They're nice people.
Very cool. And it looks like you're almost at your goal.
Almost. We're so close, guys. Does anyone just have $400 they can throw on this campaign right now? Just to take my stress away.
He just keeps drinking all the water, man. Like, put down the bottle. God.
No, it's I feel we have 23 days left. We're starting week 2 tomorrow. We're only $400 shy.
That's pretty good.
Goal. So I feel, knock on wood. I don't want to jinx anything, but I feel pretty confident it's going to fund. And that means we're going to get jump number 3, which is what I really want. So I think we're in good shape to continue the series. Well, unless everything, goes south from here to the end of the campaign. And it could happen, who knows? But knock on wood, we'll keep going. I don't know if you guys have read Jump or not. I probably should have sent you the PDFs before this thing so we could talk about it a bit. It's a wild book. Like, it's very much, the New Pain Challenge aspect of it is every issue ends on a cliffhanger. And that cliffhanger really makes it impossible for the book to have another issue. Like, it's sort of a brick wall. And but there are clues like spread throughout the issue, little pieces of the puzzle as to how we're going to continue the story. And the challenge is if the reader can figure it out and submit their guess, then they get to be a character in the next issue. No one got it right in the first issue. I had 18 or 19 people, I think, submit guesses. And some of them were really smart, probably better than what I came up with, to be honest with you. But no one got it right. And if no one got the first one right, I don't know how they're going to get the second one right, because the second cliffhanger is, there seems to be no way around it. But to me, I look at the book and it's right there on the page, and I thought it was the same as number 1. I thought people are going to read this book and they're going to see, okay, this is what they're going to do. It's right there, looking them in the eye, but no one got it. So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I will definitely keep my eyes out I'm a devourer of universes, and I get into all the cryptography and all the other things too. So I'll be like magnifying glass, running around, holding the mirror. Does it look like?
Well, I'll tell you,
I will get
if you want a clue, Carrie, it's even the title of the book, Jump. It's the name of the main character, but maybe there's more than one meaning to the word jump in this book. Like the clues start on the front cover. The very first thing you see is the logo, and and they end on the back cover. So
I love that
David
cover,
Lee Roth.
by the way. The main cover there with the half shaded out face, almost looks like Zoom or somebody like that on the cover. But roll down a little bit. Now we won't be able to. Oh, right there. Yeah. I think that smoked out kind of face is just ominous.
Well, that's my cover, by the way, the one that I drew. So thank you for that, because now I feel like I did something right.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I mean, and that cover, it kind of gives away the way that Jump is going to come back to life, because he dies at the end of the first issue, which isn't really a huge spoiler, because the whole book is built about he's going to die and how's he going to come back. But even though you kind of see how he's going to come back, it's really the least important part of the story. Like that's almost the MacGuffin to the story. Like it doesn't even really matter, because the rest of it is so crazy. I love this next one here, Koi Fam's cover, and this is the colorist Rich Skink. He did a cover for us too, and that's the main artist Carlos Reno's cover. So
Very nice.
Very nice.
Do you get to hang with all these guys at cons a lot, or is it mainly business over the interwebs?
Yeah, I mean, Carlos lives in Brazil, so I haven't hung out with him. But the rest of these guys, and Corey's a friend of mine. I've gotten to know Rich over the past couple of years. We hung out at Heroes Con last month.
Nice.
So he's a super great guy. Fits right in with our wacky crew at New Pain.
What's the craziest villain motivation that you've got going on in your storyline?
So I can't really talk about the villain's motivation in Jump, because it's kind of a big plot point as to stuff that comes up that's going to come up in the third issue. But I like the old saying that everyone's a hero of their own story, and I find that's I like to use that as a guide to make the villains more relatable. So even though they might be doing horrible things, you understand why they're doing it, and maybe they're wrong for doing it, but there's a logic behind these actions. So the villain in Jump is the guy on Koi Fam's cover in the suit. He's taken to call himself Armageddon, and we're going to learn more about him in the third issue. But he starts out as a henchman in the first issue. He's working for this weird gorilla creature in the first issue. And then, in the second issue, he's become this cosmic entity. And then in the third issue, all bets are off. You're going to know what's going to happen there.
When you're blessed by a gorilla, you become cosmic.
Yeah, but even that weird gorilla creature shows up in a completely different way in the second issue. It's this book. It's going to take a lot of people by surprise that read it. They're not going to see anything coming.
Sweet.
So,
I am excited.
Besides Terrificon, what other cons do you have coming up?
Let me think. I got Terrificon, and then I got Baltimore, and then I'm in South Dakota, like either right before Baltimore or right after. I forget which one. There's a con called SuperCon in South Dakota, which is a great show. And then I've got one in Massachusetts in November. I think I only have like 3 or 4 left for the year.
Nice.
Maybe something will pop up like towards December. I'll do like one more small show or something. But almost done for the year.
Nice.
That must be good for the fan. They must get late.
My kids are older. They don't really care if I'm gone now.
Oh, no shit.
So, it's, I'm not as needed, which is why I started doing more shows, is that I'm not as needed around the house. You know what
And
it's
you
like.
get
We should wrap, Leo.
We should. I was just about to bring that up. And I want to remind everybody, definitely check the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. We have the link to the Kickstarter right there. So definitely check it out. And so, Keith, where do you like people interacting with you on the socials?
Yeah, I guess, my Instagram, the pretentious Keith Champagne, is the best way to find me.
Indeed.
And then you can kind of branch out, from there to my different social media channels, which I put very little effort into any of them. Sorry, I'm just bad at that. We also have, my company, New Pain, we just launched our online storefront for the first time. Finally, in like 3 years, we finally have a place online people buy the books, which is New Pain Pro at newpainpro.bigcartel.com, something like that. So if people want to check that out, no complaints from me.
Awesome. And I think we have some of those links in the show notes, so definitely check it out. Jar Jar.
Hey, come find me on Facebook. I'm Jeremy Courtney. Hey, be at Terrificon the 16th, 17th, and 18th of August, and come check out some panels like the Rick and Morty panel with Kyle Starks, or the Thundercats panel with Larry Kenny, or the Celebrity Deathmatch with Carl Poliano. I'll be hosting all of them. Be great to see people.
Woo-hoo. Carrie.
Hey, everybody. You can find me at Carrie Sanders on Facebook. If you see an avatar of a crow, that would be me. When I'm not here with these wonderful gents, I am also over on the Owlite Network, where we do a bunch of different shows about storytelling. And I think we're currently up to 16 different shows that we rotate in on a basis. So, there's one of 4 different shows that'll show up on a Sunday and stuff. This Monday upcoming, we're going to be doing our Tomb of the Terrible, which is a fun show. It's we watch terrible movies and share them with you. We watched Manos, Hand of Fate this last time. That was not a fun show. Not a fun show at all. But this week we're going to be watching Rock and Roll Nightmare. I believe it's a Canadian music movie. But other than that, we're also doing a Kickstarter for one of the books that I am in, More Lore from the Mythos. We have relaunched it. We're doing this huge thing. Come check us out now. Look at my links. You can find all that information later. I'm going to be advertising the hell out of it because it starts tomorrow.
Mr. Drew.
Hey, everybody. We're near the end of the show. Because how do I know this? Because I'm already laying down. So made it through another one, everyone. If you need to talk to me, I'm Drew Malo on Facebook. I'm Ghostbustman 1984 on Instagram. When I'm not with these wonderful people and Carrie, I do a smattering of other shows and projects. Most recently, the Untold Comic Book Superheroes project that I've been working on with Chris Demed just won Best Proof of Concept at a local film festival in Massachusetts last week. So I've been working with him on that and a few other projects here or there. Because I'm spread so thin, and I'm thinking like Plastic Man, Mr. Fantastic, then I'm perpetually exhausted. So if you see me, and you see me wearing these shades on, it's not because I'm a douchebag. I'm just really tired, and I don't want you guys to see that I'm basically falling asleep. But you're all great. Thank you for showing up, and stay tuned. Stay tuned for next week. We're going to have another one of our favorites returning, Cursa Grant, to talk about her ongoing project. Any new updates there? It should be a really fun time, and stay cool.
Awesome. And go check out all our links in the show notes. Check out our Splash Pages stuff. where you can see very cool stuff like Roy Thomas singing Jailhouse Rock and a bunch of awesome stuff.
You're really hyping that one up.
I am. With that, we'll catch
Gotten
you later.
nothing but hate so far.
Indeed. All right, everybody.
Good night,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you guys. And see you at Terrificon.
Yeah.
Yeah.